day. My um, lesson for today is going to be from I Do to Home Sweet Home, a guide for newlyweds expecting a bundle of joy. First comes love, then comes marriage, and then comes the baby and the baby carriage. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, leave them on your platform of preference. Instagram is right here with me. So say hi, Instagram, if you guys are here. I will be reading the chat live on Instagram. So please feel free and participate. Let me get some stuff up on the screen for you guys and we will get started. I hope you all are having a great day. Have enjoyed the festivities for the holiday, this wonderful time of year that we have to have our loved ones around. And hopefully, you did spend time with your significant others and your loved ones. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you and just leaving any feedback, comments, and questions that you might have because this is the space for you guys to learn about real estate every day, a little bit more every day about real estate and how it can benefit you and those around you. But I digress. 10 things that newlywed couples expecting a new baby can do to prepare to buy a home. Number one, assess financial situation. Review your combined income, savings, and budget to understand your financial standings. Again, like we talked about yesterday's kind of talk, you have to have a transparency in your finances with your partner. It really does you no good to walk into this situation holding stuff on the sidelines. I understand if there are reasons to do that, and there are prenups in case you want to cross that road. But for most people, it's the easiest just to go ahead and have a conversation with your partner and put all the cards out on the table, good or bad. Let's tackle it together. Number two, set a budget. Determine how much you can afford for a home by setting a realistic budget that considers future expenses. Setting a budget for how you're going to tackle your debt, for how you're going to build up on prospects, how you're going to maybe work an extra job or two to start building up this saving and this fund. These are all things that you want to do with your partner and establish that budget so that both of you are growing together. Research mortgage options. Explore various mortgage options and understand the terms and conditions to find the best fit for you and your situation. Be careful because not every product that's out there is good for you. So you got to make sure that you are taking your time to understand these products, learn what it is that is expected of you. Also, come into understanding that, hey, this is going to be something that's I'm going to be in my world for basically 30 years. Now, there are ways to do this a little bit faster and, of course, pay off a property faster. But again, it all comes down to how much it makes. So we don't want to put you in the poorhouse when we get you into these homes. We want to figure out a budget. We want to figure out how much is an attainable monthly expense for you and your property, and then go from there. We want to establish that early on so we're not, fantasizing about homes that are unaffordable. Number three, research. I think I said that one. Number four, save for down payment. Start saving for down payment, considering that a larger down payment can lead to better mortgage terms. A larger down payment, of course, is going to offset how much you spend. So if you are going to be taking out $100,000 and you have $20,000, you are only going to be taking out a loan really for about $80,000, which will be, of course, interest on. But you want to take your time and understand that saving more now for a down payment is taking out less money in the long run, and it really can benefit some of you, especially if you're looking at the 15-year option, or If really the long and the short of it is that you're not going to be in the property for a long amount of time, you could have more equity in the property sooner and therefore make more profit in the property. And everyone loves a little extra profit. But that, again, that this is something for later on. We are talking strictly to newlyweds and first-time home buyers for the most part that are in this position. Number five, check credit scores. Check both of your credit scores and work on improving them if necessary to secure favorable loan terms. These scores are a representation of what you do with your money, how you handle your money, how you build rapport and um, establish these relationships with these banks. Do not be scared to ask for financial assistance in the sense that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Talk to someone that's a professional. Talk to various people. Get a feel for what the market is gonna, is offering for you. Look, do some research online. There are so many tools and zero excuses why you should not know about your finances and what to do with them. Research, confer with your friends and family, see what other people's in your peer group have done, and see what works for those around you. Now, after taking all that information, take it all into a grain of salt and what resonates with you, but you really have to understand that, hey, I can make my money work for me when I'm not working. And that's really the long and the short of it. If you're doing that, then you're on the up and up. Number six, prioritize home feature. Discuss and prioritize features you want in a home. Consider the needs of your growing family. Now, am I going to tell you to go get a 3 bedroom, 4 bath right out the gate? If possible, yes. But probably not. Why? Because I would much rather you have a little bit more of a reserve fund, of an extended emergency fund than not. And if we can keep your monthly payments lower, you can actually develop with your family. The girls are going to be growing up over time, and you can sell the property and then move up as well as they grow and you need more space. Babies are very easy to manage in one room, but absolutely harder to deal with once they're 8 or 9. But that's a substantial amount of time that's gone by and that you've saved yourself on increases in rent and other maybe unexpected things that might have come up within that time frame. Remember, the best thing that buying a property can do for you is stabilize your financial needs, in the sense that you know how much you're going to be paying every month. You know how much your taxes are going to be. You know, for the most part, how much you spend on expenses. You really can tackle a lot of your other goals financially, such as saving and such as building wealth, once you've gotten that first big purchase out of the way. Some people show off the stat of how much net worth increases from a renter to a buyer. It really, it 10 tuples, so 10 times as much as it is for a normal person. I think a normal individual might have a net worth of like about $30,000 to $40,000, if that. But when you purchase a home, you instantly go to 300, 400,000 plus whatever you have in the bank. So it really can add to your net worth and building for your family's future, which is ultimately why we're talking about this. Explore family friendly neighborhoods. Research and visit neighborhoods that are family friendly with good schools, parking, and amenities. Remember, there are other parents just like you that are looking for the same things that you are looking for, the same prices, the same schools. So, buying a property now in a good area, even if it's a little bit more expensive, it can pay off in the long run. Now, make sure to double check and triple check and look at the numbers and make sure that it works for your financial situation. But a property in a good school region can really hold its value. I myself can give you the experience that I grew up around Maryvale Elementary School, and the area around that school has changed substantially. And everything around there has gone up in price so much. I actually was in a bidding war for a moderately priced dwelling unit, MPDU. It's a type of unit that is reserved for certain investor types and certain renter types, and it finally went to the market after a lot of a lot of time actually, probably 20, almost 30 years. And the price on that property was incredible. It was almost 400,000, and the property had been sold initially almost 20, 30 years ago for like 40 or 50,000. So you can imagine and how big that school has been. I myself have never been to the new Maryville Elementary School. I think it's actually called something different now. But they completely redid that building, and that alone has brought up all the value in that area. So there are things that happen over time that can really boost your property's value. So thinking about that for the future, I know no one can really predict where, you know, major corporations are going to come and move in and put up stores. You can't really predict that. But schools, churches, places where people gather, town centers, metro centers, transportation centers, those are all great bids to look for and great places to start looking for a home. Plan for future expenses. Number 8, consider the costs associated with having a baby, such as healthcare, childcare, and other related expenses. It can be almost close to $1 million to maintain a child, bare minimum, through the age of 18. Now, what that entails and what the cost of living, that's probably a lot more. But that was what we used to run with every once in a while when we would kind of budget in, how much of a child can be. Now, we all know $1 million immediately we don't have, but we do make money every month, and there's a way to budget and save, and we've all made it without $1 million in our family's pocket. So, taking into consideration that there are expenses with children, there are unexpected expenses. Children can be costly. That's why we want to make sure that you have a larger emergency fund than, say, a couple that didn't have the expected need of a child, or the expected cost of childcare. These are all costs that are non negotiable. You need good childcare. You need to be able to feed your child. So I would much rather have a larger emergency fund for you and a smaller beginner home than the other way around. You with a great home that you're going to be sitting on for a long time, but struggling and really stressing out about your bills. We want to, at the end of the day, have you spend time with your family and enjoy the home, not be stressed out and freaking out. Like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to feed everybody? No, that's the furthest thing that we want to do. Number 9, meet a realtor. Schedule a meeting with a realtor to discuss your requirements and get guidance on the home buying process. Every situation can be different. And in your particular situation, you might have some assets that might be on the sidelines or might be something somewhere else where it really could benefit you to bring it in. You might have a coworker, a family member, a friend that wants to go in on the transaction with you. There are tons of ways to get good advice, and a realtor can give you some of the best advice because they can bring in a mortgage broker, they can bring in a few other good vendors to come in and talk to you, give you good advice. Now, remember, do not commit to anything, read everything, double check your contracts and make sure everything's agreeable to you. But it does not hurt to work with a realtor and get different opinions. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence, because this is not just a Snickers. This is a home worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we want to make sure that you are putting your money in a good area, one, and also in an investment that's going to hopefully bring you some returns. A realtor, hopefully a quality, trustworthy realtor, will give you an unbiased opinion on these things and show you the numbers. More than anything else, don't ask questions like, is this a good area? Is there a lot of crime? What's the schools here? No, we can't talk about stuff like that. But what we can do is give you sources and give you numbers. So I hope that they do give you the numbers, and you are entitled to ask for the numbers. There are numbers that we're going to have to direct you to websites for, but there are a lot of numbers that we can give you immediately. So don't be scared to ask the numbers or to ask the questions, but make sure that you're asking questions that we can answer, because otherwise it's gonna get really frustrating for you to try to ask these kind of tough questions that we are not legally allowed to answer. And lastly, number 10, attend home buyer workshops. Attend workshops or seminars for first time home buyers to gain insight into the process and make informed decisions. There are great programs like NACA that can help you learn and also move towards homeownership. There are also community programs at your local community. County programs, state programs that work with first time home buyers and teaching them the ins and outs. There are realtors that do workshops, you know, I'm pretty sure every single day of the week. It's just you got to find someone, you got to start working through the material and just start learning. It's going to take some time. It's not common sense. Don't be hard on yourself, be kind with yourself, and it takes time. These loans are for 30 years. So it's not expected that you're going to make this money overnight. It can be frustrating. It can seem daunting. It can seem overwhelming. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not going to buy this home in an hour. So even though it seems as easy as point and click on Zillow, remember, we want to make sure that you're at the right time financially to do this and make this move. That's the real power play. That's the real flex, is being able to do it comfortably. And from there, it's a matter of playing chess, not checkers. Let's wait until the property goes up in value and you feel comfortable and are at a good point in your life. And then, boom, decide, are we going to lease it? Are we going to renovate it and put it on the market? Are we going to hold on to it? What are we going to do? And that's really the power and the flexibility that real estate does give you. And if anyone has played Monopoly out there, you understand how powerful rent can be and allow long term lasting wealth and income. So, to recap for today, the 10 things that newlywed couples expecting a new baby can do to prepare to buy a home. Number one, assess financial situation. Number two, set a budget. Number three, research mortgage options. Number four, save for down payment. Number five, check credit scores. Number six, prioritize home features that are family friendly. And number seven, explore family friendly neighborhoods. Number eight, plan for future expenses. Number nine, meet with a realtor. And number 10, attend home buying workshops. Remember, careful planning and financial preparation will contribute to a smooth transition and make informed decisions about home ownership to help your family grow in a easy and sustainable way. Every family should have a little bit of property and have the beauty of compound interest and real estate working for them. It is one of the most reaffirming things I can really say, um, to know that someone older than you was thinking about that and thought about your future. Um, if it's a property that's bringing income and cash flowing, that's one thing. If it's a property that you end up inheriting and selling, that's another thing. But being thought of in someone's last will is really quite a testament to what they think about you. So always, be kind with yourself and take it with a grain of salt. And if it's not every day that someone has such an asset to either deal with or hold on to or manage, but believe that you can only do the best thing by getting informed. And if you're not aware of real estate, the first thing you could do is just learn a little bit more so that you're not taking that opportunity for granted, because an opportunity like that can really be life changing. So, I am Hugo Quintanilla. I am a licensed realtor in Maryland. I specialize in Montgomery County, Maryland. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com. My website is yourrealtorhugo.com. This is your live 15 to 20 minutes a day to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you and those around you. Today we did From I Do to Home Sweet Home, a guide for newlyweds expecting a bundle of joy. And again, I hope that all of you enjoyed the live. Please leave your comments, questions, feedback on your platform of choice. I will see you all tomorrow for another live. And thank you again. Take care. Have fun out there. Be safe.